Hi everyone. Hope you guys are having a good week. Next week we're going to be working on some really fun stuff, layering and clipping masks, right? So we kind of touched base on your basic layers in Photoshop, right? So where I had my mood board from last week, right? I added a new image in, I changed my color story. So this is really work in progress. I'm still looking for the right photos, and maybe I want to add like some shadowing over this, or maybe change the color in a photograph, or maybe layer it on so I could just see the bus and add something on top of it. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do this week. So over here, remember we started doing different layers, right? So my art board with my mood board has all of these layers in. And then when I click on that, I'll know I could get to that particular photo or the image that I brought in, or shape, or fill, what have you. So Photoshop really gives you a map of what you did. Think of like AI, where it's kind of flat. You know, you could bring things forward and hide things behind things. But here you could really get into the layering and kind of keep a history of all of your work, right? Because it's over here on the side. So today I thought it would be fun by using these tools to create our own graphic, right? So here's my graphic over here. I use Artboard 1 as like my workstation, right? This is where I want my final to go. And the rest of them, I'm using the image that I have behind my text. And what we're going to learn how to do is to add a layer to my photo to kind of change it up, right? So Photoshop has all, so here's my image, right? I brought it in from the internet. And what I want to do here is add a hue saturation to it, right? So I want to make sure that I'm on Artboard 2, right? I'm going to click on that. Okay, so here's my screenshot, right? And if I want to move it just to test that I'm in the right one, yes. Okay, so see down here in the right-hand corner, I can choose all these different adjustment layers, right? So this is going to put in a layer over my photograph. I'm going to pick hue saturation and add that. And look what I could do. I could change it, make it more blue. I don't like that. I'm going to add a little more green to it. Ooh, I like it right there, so I'm going to leave it. Then you could change your saturation level. That's too dark. I'm going to leave that there, right? Now, that one changed. So here I used hue saturation, right? You can even add another layer on top of that. See where it says saturation 1 and saturation 2, because I changed two things. Let's say we want to change the brightness on it, right? So I could do that this way. That's over. It's a little too dark. I kind of like it here because I want my graphic to be nice and bright and vibrant, right? And maybe my contrast, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to leave that about there. Then I'm going to play around and see what I want to try over here. So let's explore some other layering adjustments, right? So I'm going to go to the drop-down list and let's check out gradient, right? So this is on color blue. If I click on that, it's going to bring up how much color I'm going to have in this, right? So you could kind of play around with that. Just make sure that it's the right color before you start. I'd prefer to maybe do red, right? So I'm going to click on Artboard 3, right? I have to make sure I'm on the right artboard and click on that, right? We can always test it to make sure I'm on the right one. Yep, I am because my image moved, right? So I'm going to click on that image over here on my layers. Then I'm going to go down and click gradient, right? I don't like the blue. So let's see. I'm going to double click on this, right? If I want to change this color, I could double click on that, change it. Maybe I want to make it pinky purple. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I'll bring it more pink, right? That's kind of cool. I'm going to leave that like that. And see this slider here? That's going to change the amount of transparency, right? I like it like that. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit more so the top has it too. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay? I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to play around with something else, right? So let's go to Artboard 4, and then I need to click on my image. You have to click on your image over here in the layers box so that it knows where the layer is going. Then I'm going to do my adjustment layer, and you know what? Maybe I want to make this one black or white. Black and white. So now I have a black and white image. So this is what I'd like you guys to do. Let's create a new board, right? Let's do, why don't you guys do 5 artboards? And on Artboard 2 through 5, what I want you to do is to play around with different layers. You could do layers on top of layers, like I could do another gradient here and add it on the top. Or I could add another filter on top of that. So I'd like you guys to explore all the different types of filters. And then just write down what you did. Like here I did hue saturation. I did a gradient filter there. I did black and white here, right? And what I did was pick my favorite. And that's what I'm going to use in my graphic. So what I'd like you guys to do is explore and kind of figure out what you want your graphic to look like before you go ahead and start designing it, right? So what I did here was use layering masks to get this image into my text, and that's what I'm going to do in the next video. So for part 1 of the assignment, what you're going to be working on is the the adjustment layers, right? Bring an image in, give me 4 different types, and just let me know which ones you used. Pick one of your favorite, and we're going to bring that into our graphic t-shirt design.